Right, here we go. Cornelius Nepos, Hannibal, Part 12. While in Asia, these things are being carried out or being done, it happened by chance that the legates of Prusias were at Rome. They were dining at the house of the ex-consul T. Quintius Fleminus, and there, concerning Hannibal, mention was made from these people. One said of these legates that he was in the kingdom of Prusias. 2. Postero die. The next day, Fleminus detulated this. He took this information to the dative, to the Senate, fourth declension. The patres conscripti, the senators, who, knowing Hannibal was living, would never, these people thought themselves would never be without future plottings or entrapments or something like that. So they miseranted. They sent legates into Bithynia. In his Fleminum, okay, so they sent him to Fleminus. This qui looks like an ut, so it's a purpose clause. They would seek from the king that not they would have with himself Rome's most worst enemy. It's usually the same sort of thing as hostile. And they asked that he surrender Hannibal to Sibi, to them. Okay, so we've got Fleminus was with these legates, went to the king. 3. Prusias non est orsus, so he did not dare to deny them this request, but he did refuse this, that they should not demand from him something to be done which was adverse or against the right or law of hospitality when you have a guest staying. So this looks like a indirect command, and it's all pretty simple in Nepos. Ipsi, they themselves, the Romans, if they wanted, they could apprehend Hannibal. The place where Esset, where he was, would be easy to find, facili in Venturas, for Hannibal would hold himself just in one place, in a castello, in a fort, castle, a stronghold, which had been given to him for a gift by the king. And thus he had built it, sic ut, so that in all parts of the building he had an exit. Obviously fearing, nay in order inverted with verbs of fearing, it's fearing that something should happen that he would experience, which actually did happen. 4. Huck, to hear when the legates of the Romans had come, and by multitude, or with multitude, they had circumdedicented the house, they had surrounded the house. A boy, usually a slave boy or something, prospicing, looking out from the door, he dictated to Hannibal. He said to Hannibal, there are very many, other than normal, armed men appearing. Hannibal, who ordered the boy that all the forays of the buildings, that's all the doorways, go around, circumambulate, go around all the doors of the structure, and propere hastily announced back to himself whether in the same way on all sides, undique, were they being besieged. 5. The pua, the boy, when quickly what there was, he reported or enunciated, and he showed or pointed out that all the exits were occupied. Hannibal sensed that this was not a fortuitous fact, but that himself was being sought, and neither for much longer would he be retaining his life. So not that he should lose by some other person's decisions or arbitration, and mindful of the former virtues or glories, the venom, the poison that always with himself, he accustomed to have, he consumed. So he consumed the poison that he always had. 13. Thus a vir most brave, with many and various labours having performed, he rested. He died in anno septuagesimo, in his 70th year, at 63. In which, with what consoles, that's how they measured years, he died, it's not agreed. So this one says 70, others say 63. For an Atticus, what have we got? We've got M. Claudius Marcellinus and Q. Fabius Labanone were the consuls. That he died, this was left written in his annals. But Polybius had L. Arminius Paulo and Gnaeus Babius Tamphilius. Sulpicius Bithygo, however, with P. Cornelius Cathago and M. Babius Tamphilio, whoever all those people are. Atqui hic. And this, such a great man, Districtus, having been busied in so many wars, he attributed sometime, non nihil means sometimes, to letters, to writing letters. For they were aliquot, doesn't decline, for there were several books of his in the Greek tongue completed. And in these, it was to the Rhodesians concerning this guy here in Asia, the rebus gestus, the things that he'd done. Okay, districtus comes from distringo, can mean rubbing off leaves, but just usually use it for to touch gently on, so this is how you can become busy. It's also used for criticising, etc. But just being occupied in something, touching lightly on, grazing on. And that's Lewis and Short, one of the better dictionaries. There's Distringo here in this dictionary. Censorious, rigid, strict, uncompromising, unreserved. You probably find some other dictionaries as well. Okay, so many people produced memories of his things guest died in war, the things he did in war. But from them, two who were with him in the camps and lived simultaneously with him for as long as fortune suffered it to be, or allowed it to be. This is Silenus and Soscelus, Lacedaemonians. And this Soscelus, in the ablative, Hannibal uses takes the ablative, as his doctor, as his teacher of Greek letters. He taught him Greek. But tempossessed, it's time now for us to make an end. So the est is taking the infinitive. It's time for us to make an end and to now explica or unroll the emperors of Roman generals, so that more easily we can be collated or compared the deeds of ultrorumque, of both, of which men should be preferred. Now it's able to be judged, judicare. That's it.